In the bustling city of New Haven, a series of brutal murders had left the police force baffled and the citizens terrified. The victims were seemingly unrelated individuals, all found with a strange symbol carved into their flesh. The media dubbed the killer the Symbol Slayer, and panic began to spread as the body count increased. Detective John Harrison, a seasoned investigator with a keen eye for detail, was assigned to the case. Alongside him was his partner, Detective Lisa Monroe, a sharp-witted and relentless investigator. They had seen their fair share of gruesome crimes, but this one was different. There were no fingerprints, no DNA, and no apparent motive. It was as if the killer was a ghost. John and Lisa stood over the latest victim, a middle-aged man named David Collins. The scene was eerily quiet, the only sound being the distant hum of traffic. David's body lay in the middle of his living room, the symbol carved into his chest. "This is the third one this month," Lisa said, her voice tinged with frustration. "What the hell are we missing?" John shook his head, his eyes scanning the room for any clues. "I don't know, but there's something about that symbol. It has to mean something." Meanwhile, across town at New Haven University, Dr. Emily Carter, a renowned astrobiologist, was giving a lecture on extraterrestrial life. Her research had always been her passion, and she was known for her unconventional theories. After the lecture, Emily returned to her office, where she found an email from an old friend, Detective Harrison. He briefly explained the case and asked for her help. Intrigued, Emily agreed to meet him. Later that evening, Emily sat across from John and Lisa at a small cafe. John showed her pictures of the crime scenes and the symbol. Emily frowned as she examined the symbol. This isn't human," she said slowly. "What do you mean?" Lisa asked, leaning forward. "This symbol," Emily continued, "it resembles patterns I've seen in my research. It's similar to markings found on meteorites and other extraterrestrial materials." John raised an eyebrow. "Are you saying these murders are connected to aliens?" Emily nodded. "It's a possibility. I know it sounds far-fetched, but it's worth investigating." With Emily's help, the detectives began to look at the case from a different perspective. They started to notice other strange details, like the unusual energy readings at the crime scenes. Emily suggested they visit a laboratory where they could analyze these readings in more detail. At the lab, Emily and her colleague, Dr. Michael Roberts, ran a series of tests on the evidence. The results were astonishing. The energy readings matched those of a rare extraterrestrial mineral known as Xenonite, which had only been found in small quantities on Earth. This mineral, Michael explained, has unique properties. It can store and release vast amounts of energy. If someone, or something, is harvesting it, they would need a large quantity. John's mind raced. "So, the killer is an alien, and they're using these murders to collect Xenonite?" Emily nodded. "It seems so. But why? What could they need it for?" As the investigation progressed, Emily delved deeper into her research. She found references to a dying alien civilization that relied on Xenonite for survival. They needed the energy to sustain their life support systems. John, Lisa, and Emily realized they were dealing with an alien being desperate to save its species. The murders were not random acts of violence but calculated attempts to gather enough energy to return home. Emily proposed a radical plan. "We need to find a way to communicate with this being. If we can understand its motives, maybe we can help it find another solution." John was skeptical but agreed to try. They set up a makeshift communication device using the Xenonite they had collected. It was a long shot, but it was their only hope. One night, as they monitored the device, it suddenly sprang to life. A holographic figure appeared before them, its features otherworldly yet strangely familiar. "I am Zalthor," the being said, its voice echoing in their minds. "I come from the planet Arion. Our world is dying, and we need Xenonite to survive." John stepped forward, his heart pounding. "Why did you kill these people?" Zalthor's expression was one of sorrow. "I had no choice. Your planet has the Xenonite we need, but I did not want to harm anyone." "I am truly sorry." Emily felt a surge of empathy. Maybe we can help you. There has to be another way. Working tirelessly, Emily and Michael devised a plan to synthesize Xenonite using Earth's resources. It was a complex process, but with Zalthor's guidance, they made progress. Days turned into weeks as they refined the process. Meanwhile, the police force kept the city on high alert, trying to prevent any more murders. Finally, the day came when they produced a small but significant amount of synthetic Xenonite. Zalthor was overjoyed and expressed deep gratitude. "This will save my people," he said, his voice filled with hope. "I cannot thank you enough." As Zalthor prepared to leave Earth, he promised to share his technology and knowledge with humanity in return for their help. It was a moment of unity and understanding between two vastly different worlds. John, Lisa, and Emily watched as Zalthor's ship disappeared into the night sky. They had prevented further bloodshed and forged an unprecedented alliance. Emily turned to John and Lisa. "We did it. We saved lives and discovered we're not alone in the universe," John nodded. "And we've shown that even in the darkest times, cooperation and understanding can lead to incredible outcomes." The story of the alien murders became a legend in New Haven. The city had been forever changed by the encounter. And so had its people. They had learned that sometimes the greatest threats could also be the greatest opportunities for growth and unity. Emily continued her research, now with a newfound purpose and a deeper understanding of the cosmos. John and Lisa, though still skeptical of the unknown, had gained a profound respect for the possibilities that lay beyond the stars. And somewhere out there, on a distant planet called Arion, a civilization thrived, grateful for the compassion and ingenuity of the people of Earth.